Good, we're consuming all of the bone. So then skin. What are we going to do with the excess amounts of skin? If only there was a reason to use the excess amount of skin for something that we had access to. If only there was a use for some of this stuff. Huh. We will eventually have use for some of this stuff. Just not right now. So, unfortunately with the skin, it might just be voided for the moment. Not interested in making the collagen right now, even though, yes, it is used for rather important stuff. It's not going to be used for the rather important stuff quite yet, and I need to keep the systems moving, which is why I really need this warehouse. So I have a voiding line somewhere. Somewhere down over here. Yes. Somewhere down over here. You there. You're going to accept all the skin. Bring me all of it. Also, you'll note that that the devs changed the max request when they did this UI change. You used to be able to request 50,000 units. Now the max is 10,000 units, which is just complete BS. Complete and utter BS. Okay. That can sit there for now until we get 10,000 units. 10,000 units will definitely fit in here, especially at stack size 500. We have a buffer warehouse full of skin, and then I'll set up like inserter on a check on a wire. Inserters on a wire. But I don't need to at the moment. Probably something I'll do off screen, just mucking about. See, this is why I didn't want to do the full rendering, because it's just a logistical nightmare to take care of. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. That is the main problem. It's just it takes time. Anyway, need more stuff. Need to take care of more stuff. What? How did that get... Oh, because I was not... Oops. Go away. Yeah, I was mousing over the things and I ended up mousing over the chem plant. Good thing I noticed that. Whoops. Yeah, maybe that can stay. Hmm. Hum. Alright, maybe these shall not stay. Or I do it on the other side? Alright, well you can go there, you can go there. Thing is, you... There we go. So the meat. I'm not actually doing anything with the meat either. The meat is just there. Do I have a use? A good use for meat. Dingret food. But yeah, good luck. Feeding tired ogs. Yeah, again, I think I just have to get rid of this for now. The meat is like fuel, basically. In fact, the meat... Wait a minute, doesn't meat have a... Meat has a fuel value! Meat has a fuel value, so... That is going to require... If I can find it again. Somewhere in here. La-di-di-da, somewhere over here, you... Yeah. Bring me meat. Oh. You know what? This is another one of those good times to use the thingy. Meat. Glorious meat. Meat. All of it. Bring me all the meat. You will only be enabled if the meat, wherever the meat is, meat. If the meat is greater than 8,000. There we go. And that is that. That is that. So this will only, like, operate if the stuff is moving properly. It will need water, though. Alright. What do you mean, Ave? Remove lard from bones? But I want the lard. I want the lard. I need the lard. I need the lard. Lard is required. There is a recipe for bone meal. From meat and bones? Or from bones. Just from bones. Alright. Fine. Oh, it's removing... He's looking to remove the sharing of fluid in the DDCs. I really don't think that that's anything that was specifically set in the code, actually. I don't think it was specifically set that way. I think that's just a quirk of the vanilla mechanics. But anyway, right, I have to deal with the blood. So let's get this blood dealt with. Ta-da! That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or 9. That's 9 out of 12. Because this is just blood. I can just cancel that one, get it not operating. 12 would process everything, but I want to keep a bit of a buffer going there. So that should, theoretically, be more output of stuff than I had before. So the point here is that having everything individually is actually not as good as doing the full rendering. As it turns out, you will end up with more products overall if you're doing the full rendering than doing the individual rendering across stuff. The individual rendering is a lot easier logistically, but when I need more stuff and when it takes a really long time to make the cage stuff, I'm just going to do the full rendering. For now, we can do this experimentally. If it goes real bad, then I'll switch it back to the way it was. Hopefully by that point I make some actual real dedicated production of some of this stuff off the mall, away from the mall, and train it in. But I think right now I need to take a bit of an earlier break, just a few minutes early today. It's a good place to just stop and collect thoughts and get up, stretch legs, do all the glorious stuff. I will, of course, be back in a few minutes. And I have returned. Oh, welcome back. So, what are we doing next? This is a good question. What shall I do next? Well, let's look at the bottlenecks. Let's see what's limiting right now, and then go take care of what's limiting. So, you are not exactly limiting. Still brains. It would be great if I could really do the Arthurians to get the brains, but for now I just have to basically wait a little bit to see how the full rendering pans out. That might be less of an issue than it was thanks to the full rendering. We've also got, like, because I've made sort of a little bit of a list here to look at. Things like nickel plates, zinc plates, definitely the raw fiber is among there. The crushed quartz. Not so much the iron oxide anymore. We took care of the cobalt extract already, but outside of those things... Do I have modules yet? No, I do not have modules because I am running Bob's modules, which means that I need gold for the gold contacts. So all modules will consume gold with Bob's modules. That's just the side effect of having really powerful modules. Being able to get to really powerful modules is that they will consume gold, and you don't get gold for a little bit longer than usual. Under normal circumstances, yes, I would be able to make the vanilla modules at this point now that I have Circuit 2s. Granted, I don't have a lot of Circuit 2s quite yet, but yeah, so these will be consumers of a lot of resources. Like it's going to be a lot of resources to make these circuits. Like they are powerful. These modules are powerful, don't get me wrong, with Bob's modules, but they are so expensive to make. They are so very expensive to make. Especially as you start to upgrade them. So, speaking of gold, if I even want to do that, pretty much there's only two ways right now of getting gold until I get gold processing, which, that's not going to happen until purple science, and even that brain purple science is going to require special small parts as the limiting factor there, which of course is super steel. So can't even get a trickle of purple until I get super steel at minimum to unlock the proper gold processing. But yeah, and to do the particle accelerated gold, it's particle accelerators, which means circuit 2s, and B, it's using proton donors, which requires boron, and the only way we can get boron right now is going through the entire borax processing chain, which means spending a lot of hydrogen chloride and refined syngas, in particular. Uh, Unfortunately, I cannot do the particle accelerated boron yet because the crushed coke recipe for the fine carbon dust is what it is called. That you cannot make until you unlock a tech at Purple Science. So even though you can get the recipe to make particle accelerated boron out of fine carbon dust, you can't actually make the fine carbon dust until Purple Science. Soot is an option, but if you look at the ways of getting soot, it's not reliable. It's not reliable sources for getting soot in any high amounts. And when you use the soot, it's only a 50% chance of getting 1 unit of gold plate out of 10 units of soot. It's only a 50% chance of getting 1 unit of gold out of 10 soot. And if you look at this, it's like, okay, let's say half a gold a second or 10 units of soot per second. Well, if we want 10 units of soot per second, we would need to process 2.5 times, so 750 units of lubricant per second. We would need to process 750 units of lubricant per second for that. Same thing here, 750 lubricant per second. We need to figure out something to do with the bitumen as well as the olefins. This would be probably the way to go. The pure syngas stuff is out of processing of oil sands. And then this, let's not get started on this. This is manure, liquid manure. So it's not that simple, sadly, with the soot to get the gold. This would require a huge process to do. Especially if you decide, hey, let's do lubricant via aromatics, because that used to be a wonderful idea. Actually a wonderful idea. Anyways, well, am I even making... Are we all... green lights? We are not all green lights. By the way, we're not all green lights because... moss. I apparently don't have enough moss. Oh, I can easily do the heavy oil. Like, I'm not... I can easily do it. It's just huge. It's like I can do it. It's just huge. It's just huge. I'm not lacking crude oil, and we can steam crack the crude oil into heavy, and then we do have the vanilla heavy to lube 1-to-1. So it's like, yeah, I could convert 750 units of crude into heavy, into lube, into soot and oleos and bitumen, but do I really want to do that? Is the question. I actually will have to do that, technically. Uh, that will be required just because we need circuit 3s to make control units, which will be required for purple science. Yeah, that is a thing. So control units now require circuit 3s, and they are required for purple science, and purple science is required for proper production of thingies. Yes, thingies. Proper production of thingies. Proper production of the gold out of chromium. Lots of things to keep in mind. So, over this way. There, I need to get this. Right, that's what we'll do. That's what we can do. Yeah. You there. Yeah, you. I need you. All of you. Where are my crystal mines? Crystal mines? I need a few of you. They are here. I could make the Mark II crystal mines just for reference. These are 3 per second versus 2 per second. I can get 1 gold per second using 4,218.75 tar per second. I'm sure I could. We've almost got the energy drink tech. We're almost there. We are almost there. So very close. It will happen today. I am very, very happy that that will happen today. And here I am going out this way, and I'm not actually carrying around any jaw crushers, am I? Nope. Of course I'm not. Of course I'm not. Interesting. I thought it was... Yeah, I was requesting those. I'm not requesting those anymore. Don't need them. Anyway. I don't know how much a yellow belt of this stuff makes. How much is that? 16? Don't these have the stuffs? Yeah, they do. So that could be slightly problematic. Here, have a red belt. Have a red belt. Be happy. Have red. All this stuff needs to die. Oh, there's apparently another way with 3,600 units of tar per second. Gee, if only. If only I had 3 pipes of throughput of tar. 25, huh? stuffs. I'm totally gonna do this thing as well. Oh, is that the same spot? Oh, thank goodness, that is the exact same spot on every single one of these, so that's quite convenient. That is quite convenient. So, mining productivity means that every so often there will be more than one unit output of ore. And that can screw with things. That can screw with the overall throughput of the mining machines. So I'm just going to do this. Even though it might not be fully required, this fixes the problem permanently. So now I guaranteed have 31.2 throughput out of this. That is now guaranteed. Now I just need to add power. Let's get this power going and get the other stuff that I need. That shifted up one on me. Because I ran into that rock. You have to do the same thing on regular mining drills, by the way. That's why regular mining drills don't actually give you the proper values on throughput as you get mining productivity upgrades. It's because it's occasionally producing 2 units at the same time, at the exact same moment, and if the mining drill can't output both units of ore immediately, it pauses the machine until both are out of the machine. So you end up with these little brief periods where the machine is not moving, and that completely screws with the actual output of the machine compared to what it should technically be operating at. Of course, that is absolutely solved if you are offloading into a chest directly and then using loaders to empty the chests, or some other means if you're not using loaders. But I mean, who doesn't use loaders? Who doesn't use loaders among all this? It's like if you're using one of these mod overhauls, chances are you're using loaders. Some means of using loaders just to get around some of that. Some of these issues, because this is like a vanilla base game issue. Speaking of which, this is moving. It moves! It lives! It's doing its thing, and we can see we are getting the throughput as expected and filling this chest with a buffer. We also end up with a whole bunch of buffers by using a whole bunch of chests. Okay, I need jaw crushers, which I am making somewhere. I have them somewhere. Around, I thought, in here among stuff, but I guess not. Over here, right here. You. How many jaw crushers are required on the crushed quartz? So 6. 6 is the answer. And it's making 6 and 3, so 9. So, of course, that's more than a yellow belt lane. But we're using bread belts, so we don't care. Also, I actually need those washers that I think I just got rid of. Ah, good. I have the washers. Do I get my crawdad and run over there? I guess. I guess I could take the crawdad over. Crawdaddio. Come! Crawdad! Let us shake that tail all the way over there and fix that along the way that I just broke. Let's go! Let's go get some consistent supply of crushed quartz for my, silicon wafers. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm doing this for. Totally. So in case you weren't aware, I can make the cargo plane if I ever actually finished taking this tech. Yes, I could make the cargo plane now. I would need to like make a submachine gun, but yes, I could do the cargo plane. So here's the problem. Or the slight complicating factor. So Python totally added an airplane. So Python totally added an airplane to PyAlien Life. Yeah. Where does it fall? Where does it? I would imagine it would be under domestication, actually. Or yeah. That's the Dingridio. No, is it even in the game yet? Phydiasis. It is here. So, in pharmacogenomics, you can unlock, and this is blue and pie. This is blue and pie. So I could get this now. This is also what gives you the purple science at this point, it seems, as well as the utility science vat brain, oddly enough. So the Phydiasis. The Phydiasis is one of those dancing armored cats with wings. With wings. It's the dancing armored cat with wings, and it's an airplane. It's an airplane. So there we go. You need some stuff. That being said, you need a few things for this. Alien enzymes being the one thing that is like just screaming at me. It's like, oh, hello, alien enzymes. So basically, by the time that you can make the Phydiasis, you will be making purple science. Okay. Because purple science at this point is basically alien enzymes. Like, the two are basically synonymous at this point. So you can't get it until basically purple is what I'm trying to say. Is the Phydiasis is essentially purple thanks to the alien enzymes here. Slightly disappointing. Ever so slightly disappointing. Because, yeah, just think of purple science as being synonymous with the alien enzymes. The rest of the stuff is simple by comparison. It will be changed! So says Pyanodon. It will be changed. Okay. Sure. I totally believe you. The question is, in which direction will it be changed? Now that's a question. I am actually totally going to loader these. We are totally going to use loaders for these. It will lose the alien enzymes. Sure. Good. Good, then we can actually access it and use it along the way. That's what I'll do. Excuse me. Right. So for some reason, you can't actually paste a splitter on top of an existing belt. You know, you can't paste a splitter over an existing belt, but you can put a splitter on top of a belt. You can put a splitter on top of a belt, but for some reason, you can't paste a splitter on top of a belt. Ah, Factorio logic. Glorious Factorio logic.